Hello everyone. So in this lesson, we are going to continue looking at other types of charts. So we have seen line charts. So another similar option in line charts is an area chart, right? So if you look at a 2D area, the first option, you will see that it is similar to the line chart, but the area below it is graded and filled in, right? So if I'm adding more categories, you can see that. Let me just undo. If I'm just clicking here and adding more categories, now you can see that the area, the line charts basically are filled, right? So this is useful when you want to showcase what is the total value or area under it, but you can achieve the same thing by line charts also, right? So it's only a matter of how you want your graph to be visible, right? Only in a very specific cases you would just want to use area charts, but in generic cases line charts and area charts can be used, only with the difference of like area charts would be filled, right? So now this is about area charts, and similarly within area charts also you can see there are different type of area charts, which is stacked area charts where two or more values are totaled and stacked over each other, and 100% stacked area, right? So if you have to use like similar to line charts, 2D area charts, the first option would be easier and more useful than the other forms. So this is about the area charts. Now let us look at the other commonly used chart, which is a pie chart. Okay, so now if at all you look at this section, and if you remember, we have done a graph like this. So what happens is Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 sales, you've got the value of it. But similarly, if at all you just want to do the same thing and want to insert a pie chart, so what happens is you will be able to see the percentage composition of the same in a format which is easy to understand, right? And you can see here the Q1 sales is this dark blue, and it is 20%. Q2 sales, now if you hover on it, it is 20%. Now you can see the percentage of each of these segment also, right? So what a pie chart does is it makes the whole 100% of a pie and makes it into different segments, and it is easy to understand the percentage composition in a better way, right? So if at all you want to have data labels, now you can see here the first option, add chart element. You can click on data elements, data labels, and you can say outside or outside end. Now you can see that, okay, so this is 2,25,000, and that is laptops, right? And if say you want to add more data labels, you can just go ahead, legend, and you can still add legend can be moved upside down. And if at all you want to add more data labels and you want to add it not outside but inside, you can do it this way. If you want the data labels to be like callouts, you can have it this way as well, right? So now you can understand, like, the best way is always either have it outside end, and it becomes easy. Select this data labels and outside end. Okay, so you'll see that is how these are laid out. Okay, now these are pie charts, and similarly in pie charts also we have various different segments also. Let's say if I want a pie chart of more elements, you will have a little bit more complex chart, but pie charts are more useful when you're trying to compare one segment of an item in various segments, right? So one type of item in various segments, right? So let's see what happens if we try to do a pie chart for more segments, right? So you can see that here it does not show you much of a variation here. Now if I go ahead, it says laptop alone. And if I'm trying to do more than this, you can see that I'm not able to do it, right? So that is the reason pie charts you'll not be able to do multiple categories, right? So if I want to do smartphones, I can select by using control option and then try inserting a chart for smartphones separately, right? If I want to add more data, you'll not be able to see that differentiation here, right? Similarly, here itself you can add more data labels and say, okay, this is what is there, right? So if at all you wanted something even easier, like a call out where you want to know this is Q4 sales 9%, Q1 sales 28%, you can even have something like this, right? So this is about pie charts, and within pie charts we have one segment which is pie charts, pie of a pie. Like for example, now let's say here we have smart watches, and let's say I'm just going to say the headphones. I'm just going to say smart watches men, and I'm just going to say smart watches women. Okay, now we have one segment of pie chart which is called pie of a pie. Now if insert, go to pie charts, and if you select this segment, what it does is it makes a pie chart first, and whatever last two columns or rows of data, whatever is there, it will make a subchart like this, right? So this is the whole pie chart, and this smartwatches alone has been separately made. Let me just go ahead and add data labels. Now you can, so for this I'm just going to make it data call out. See tablets, and now you can see this smartphones, laptops, and then you can see this 14% which is mentioned as others, and this has been broken into 12% smartwatches women and smartwatches men 2%, right? So this is how the pie of a pie chart is actually useful. Now you have to notice that this smartwatches women and men, these are not actually for scale of 100%. Now you can see whatever smartwatches 14% is there, out of that 12% and 2% has been divided into a pie of a pie, right? So you have to notice only the last two rows will get divided as a separate chart. Now similarly, if you go and instead of this you select this, which is pie and a bar chart, right? So if you see this bar of pie, you will see that tablets, smartphones, laptops, and others have been divided first, and this has been divided into men 2%, smartwatches, women 12%, for women. Only last two columns get divided as a by bar or a sub pie chart, right? So this is how you use this another segment where you want a detailed view of one specific segment which is subcategorized into two more segments, right? And similar to pie charts, we have another chart which is called a donut chart, right? So let me go ahead and show you that, right? Now let's say if I'm just going to insert a pie chart like this for Q1 sales for different segments. Now I wanted to see for this, so I'm just going to say call out, and I'm just going to move it this way here and remove the title, and I can just make it bigger, right? So you'll see this is how the categories have been divided, right? So now if I go select the same data, go into insert, and insert this another type of pie which is called donut. It's a similar chart, but with an empty circle space in between, right? So this is another way of showing a pie chart if you want to have a different look altogether here, right? So now here also, if you put in data labels, and maybe if you want to have them outside, and you can have them all here, right? So that's how you'll be able to have your data in a donut format, right? So this is the major difference between a pie chart and a donut chart, right? So very simple. You select your data and then go insert your donut chart. Very similar to what you will do in a pie chart. Great, thanks.